Hello students, welcome to the SRBPS virtual classroom program. I am your biology educator Prerna Rathi. So students, today we will be dealing with anatomy of animals, where we will be talking about different types of tissues that are present in animals. Animal cells vary in their structure and shape according to the function they perform. So they have been broadly categorized into four categories, that is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Let us discuss them one by one. Let us first start with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissues are those tissues which form the external surface of the body and also line the inner surface of the hollow visceral organs. They are normally compactly arranged and the extracellular material is very little or absent. The adjacent cells are linked by three types of cell junctions: the gap junctions, the tight junctions. Epithelial cells rest on a non-cellular basement membrane and they receive all the nutrients from the underlying connective tissue like blood. Epithelial tissue has been categorized into simple epithelium and compound epithelium. Simple epithelium is further divided into five categories: the squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium and glandular epithelium. Whereas the compound epithelium is of two types: the stratified compound epithelium and the transitional compound epithelium. Let us first discuss the simple epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium, where the nature of the cells are normally thin, flat with irregular boundaries. Their occurrence, they are found in inner lining of alveoli, the blood vessels and the peritoneum of the body cavity. What is the function that they perform? They normally form the diffusion boundaries. Then the cuboidal epithelium, which are more or less squamous epithelium in a cubicle size. Okay, so cells appear cubical in vertical section. They are found in smaller ducts of the salivary gland and the pancreas and also in the thyroid vesicles. Their main function is secretion and absorption. Next we have the columnar epithelium, which is again a modification of the cuboidal epithelium itself. They are tall, slender, pillar-like cells which have one oval nucleus at the base of the cell. They are found in the inner surface of stomach, gallbladder, intestine, gastric glands and the intestinal glands. They are responsible for absorption as well as secretion. Next we have ciliated. Cilia means this finger-like small thin hair-like structures that are present ओवर दी कॉल्यूमिनार. अगर कॉल्यूमिनार के एक सर्फेस पे देखो, एक सर्फेस पे बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन है, दूसरे सर्फेस पे अगर सीलिया प्रेजेंट होंगे तो हम कॉल्यूमिनार को ही क्या बोलेंगे? सीलिएटेड एपिथेलियम बोलेंगे. ठीक है, वो क्यूबॉइडल भी हो सकता है, कॉल्यूमिनार भी हो सकता है. कहाँ प्रेजेंट है? इन दी फैलोपियन ट्यूब, ब्रोंकियोल्स एंड द नेजल पैसेज. फंक्शन क्या करता है? मूवमेंट इन अ पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन, चाहे वो ओवम का ट्रांसपोर्ट हो या वो म्यूकस का ट्रांसपोर्ट हो, इन अ पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन. Next we have the glandular epithelium. These are again columnar or cuboidal modifications only, which are responsible for certain secretions. So these are those cells which will secrete something. They can be unicellular, एक ही cell के बने हुए हो सकते हैं, multicellular, that is more than one type of cell. Again, the glands formed by the glandular epithelium can be of two types: the exocrine glands और the endocrine glands. Exocrine glands वो होंगे जो अपना secretion duct में pour करेंगे. Fine, they have ducts or tubes to pour their secretion. For example, the salivary gland, the mammary gland and the ceruminous gland. Whereas the endocrine glands are those glands which pour their secretion into the bloodstream instead of the ducts. For example, thyroid gland, thymus, pituitary gland. Let us now discuss the compound epithelium. Compound epithelium is very simple. That epithelium which basically has more than one layer of cells. ठीक है, तो इसमें आप लोग को दिख रहा है साफ साफ. There is a basement membrane, there is a middle layer, there is squamous epithelium. तो ये transitional और stratified squamous दोनों बना लेगा. The next type of tissue that we have to study in animals is the connective tissue. As the name clearly suggests, the connective tissue is the one which binds or links different tissues together. Fine. Connective tissues are mainly made up of cells, fibers and matrix. The cells can be loosely arranged or tightly packed, both the types, and the fluid that is present inside is known as matrix. There can be collagen fiber or elastin fibers. कोलेजन फाइबर रिजिडिटी प्रोवाइड करेगा और इलास्टिन फाइबर इलास्टिसिटी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी प्रोवाइड करेगा. मैट्रिक्स जो है दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ ग्लाइकोप्रोटीन्स व्हिच इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन्स एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स. Let us discuss the classification of the connective tissue. The connective tissue have been broadly classified into three categories: the loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and the specialized connective tissue. Loose connective tissue में दो तरह के tissues आते हैं, the areolar tissue and the adipose tissue. Areolar tissue जो होता है that is basically an irregular connective tissue, as you can see in this particular diagram also. The fibers are irregularly arranged. Okay, in adipose also fibers are irregularly arranged. Areolar tissue basically connect करता है epidermis को, epidermal layer को muscle के साथ. Okay, also helps in repair also, and it has mast cells and macrophages, so provides immunity too. Then adipose tissue is basically, as you can see, it has adipocytes which store fat globules in our body. So these are fat storing cells. Whatever, they are present in our chubby cheeks and our tummy, wherever lots of fat is stored. Though the benefit of an areolar tissue is to provide insulation during winter season. The next type of connective tissue is dense connective tissue. These are compactly arranged connective tissue which has very little space or matrix between them. They are of again two types: regularly arranged and irregularly arranged. So regularly arranged are of two types: tendons and ligaments. Tendons are those tissues which connect muscle to bones. ठीक है, देखो, epidermis to muscle कौन होगा वहाँ पे बीच में? areolar. Muscle to bone कौन होगा? tendon. Bone to bone कौन होगा? ligament. ठीक है. So all of the movement in the body is coordinated by different tissues. Then we have specialized connective tissues which are of three types: bones, cartilage and blood. Let us now discuss the first type of specialized connective tissue. It is bone. It has a matrix which is hard and non-pliable, cannot be beaten into sheets. It is made up of calcium and phosphorus salts. And it is rich in collagen fibers जो क्या provide करते हैं? rigidity provide करते हैं. It has concentric circles of lamellae जिसके अंदर कौन से cells होते हैं? osteocytes जो bone के major cells होते हैं. bones क्या functions perform करती हैं? They provide protection to various organs like the brain, the lungs, the heart, etc. And also they provide shape to the body, help in movement of the body. Then we have cartilage. Cartilage is actually like a soft bone. It is made up of cells called the chondrocytes which have a protein called chondroitin. Chondroitin थोड़ा soft होता है. It is not as hard as the bones. Okay. कहाँ कहाँ present है? On the tip of the nose, ear, pinna, end of long bones. There it is present. इसका function क्या है? Basically this also is protective in nature. It resists compression. Compression नहीं होने देता और organs को protect करता है. The last we have in connective tissue, specialized connective tissue, is blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. It is made up of plasma and the blood cells. The blood cells are further categorized into three categories: the RBCs, WBCs and the platelets. Fine. It is the main circulating fluid in the body. It supplies the hormones, oxygen, carbon dioxide and food and everything. All the movement is because of the blood. Next we have the muscular connective tissue. Muscular connective tissue is that connective tissue which is long cylindrical muscle fibers जो tissue बनाता है, which is made up of fine myofibrils. One unit of muscle is known as a sarcomere. It has the plasma membrane called the sarcolemma, cytoplasm called the sarcoplasm and endoplasmic reticulum known as the sarcoplasmic reticulum. It has been categorized into three categories: the striated or the skeletal muscles, smooth muscles and the cardiac muscles. Let's start one by one. The striated or the skeletal muscles are those muscles which are present in the voluntary organs which move by our own will. They are unbranched, cylindrical, multinucleate. They have alternating bands of dark and light proteins. That is why they are called striated. Fine. Then we have smooth muscles which have tapered end, uninucleate, no branching. Smooth muscle cells are present in the all those organs, visceral organs which function involuntarily, okay, in the stomach, etc. Smooth muscles are present. Then we have the cardiac muscles which works continuously in the human heart. They have very faint striations. They have connection by the intercalated disc so that all the cardiac muscle can contract and relax all together. and they have branched fibers and they are uninucleate. At last, we have the neural or the nervous tissue. There are two types of neurons or neural or nervous tissue present in animals. They are the neurons, that are the nerve cells, and the neuroglial cells or the glial cells. Neurons are the main structural and functional unit of the neural tissue, which is excitable, which transports the signal throughout the nervous system. And the neuroglial cells, children, are the supporting cells in the neural tissue. They give support and protection to the neurons, but the neuroglial cells are not excitable, so they do not transmit any signals. I hope you all understood what I taught. I suggest you all make complete use of the YouTube channel to enhance your learning. So until next time, goodbye, take care.